Hello and welcome back to Supply Chain 360. I'm Ralph Leindecker, your host for today's episode. And today we're kicking off a mini-series on a topic that's reshaping the way pharmaceutical companies think about operations, the BANI world. For decades, business leaders talked about VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity to describe the world. But experts now argue that model is outdated. Futurist Jamay Cascio coined a new acronym, BANI. BANI stands for brittle, anxious, nonlinear, and incomprehensible. It reflects a reality where systems that seem strong can shatter when a single component fails, where continuous uncertainty breeds anxiety in our teams, where small triggers can cascade into unpredictable outcomes, and where the complexity of our networks often defies understanding. Think about supply chains. In the consumer space, we've already seen how efficient just-in-time systems crack under pressure. Forbes recently noted that a 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Japan halted the production of one small chip and shut down automobile assembly lines in Detroit. A software update at a vendor locked up millions of computers and grounded flights. These are examples of brittleness. The anxiety components show up when every news cycle brings a new crisis or tariff, while nonlinearity means a minor policy change can upend markets. And incomprehensibility, we're drowning in data and tech innovations faster than we can process. Why does BANI matter to pharmaceuticals? Because our industry relies on vast global networks to source ingredients, manufacture drugs, and distribute them to patients. Tariffs are already reshaping global trade. The US administration's 25% duties on Chinese imports have increased logistics costs by 10% to 15% for roughly 60% of US companies. These costs ripple through supply chains, squeezing margins and raising prices. For life science companies, tariffs on ingredients and medical devices are pressuring profitability and forcing them to reconfigure sourcing, inventory strategies, and production footprints. Geopolitical instability compounds the problem. Everstream Analytics ranks war and trade conflict as one of the top supply chain risks for 2025. The Red Sea shipping route remains partially closed because of missile attacks. Container ships are diverting around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, adding up to 12 days and roughly $1 million per voyage. In Ukraine and the Middle East, conflicts continue with no clear end in sight. Meanwhile, cyber attacks on logistics systems have shut down ports and customs authorities, as seen in Australia in early 2025. And supply chains are increasingly weaponized. China supplies over 80% of the world's active pharmaceutical ingredients and controls key ports and raw materials. These examples underscore how BANI's brittleness and nonlinearity have become existential risks for pharma. When discussing risk, you'll hear metaphors like black swan, gray rhino, and white swan. A black swan event is a rare, high-impact disruption, like the 2021 cyber attacks on supply chains or the sudden AI-driven hacks described by RiskLedger. The Boston Consulting Group warns that companies should not only prepare for unpredictable black swans, but also monitor gray rhino events, crises we see coming but often ignore, such as escalating trade conflicts or tightening export controls. Nassim Taleb even argues that pandemics aren't true black swans but white swans because they are statistically expected even if their timing is uncertain. Pharma supply chains are at the forefront of this new BANI era. Tariffs, wars, and cyber attacks aren't just headlines. They are daily risks that can threaten patients' access to vital medicines. But with the right framework and partners, you can turn turbulence into opportunity. Over the next few episodes, we'll dive deeper into each core pillar and share actionable strategies for building viable, ethically sound supply chains. Let's build supply chains that not only survive in the BANI world, but thrive. Thanks for listening to Supply Chain 360. Stay tuned for our next episode.